Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Boy, it sure is hot in here. I gotta wipe that sweat off. I can imagine with all these layers of clothes on, he's gotta be burning up right now. Alright, so we're inside the Earth Temple, and we have just finished up kind of the main hub, the central room of this place, so let's finish it off. Alright, so we have yet another hill. We've seen quite a few of these in the Eldon region, and you can kind of see the upcoming booby trap here as we start running up it. That platform's going to fall out, rocks are going to fall. Thankfully there's a hole in the first one, but there's not in the second, so you want to hide in this little hole over here. And once those rocks have gone by, we've recovered stamina, we can dash the rest of the way up. So that one's pretty simple. The next one, however, is not going to be so easy. We have a little place to hide, but as you can see, it's kind of blocked by rocks, so that's going to definitely hinder our progress. Looks like we've got kind of a way up on the side there, so we can actually crawl under this wall. And fill up our bomb flowers if we want. And the good thing is, once you pick up bomb flowers, it automatically switches your items over to the bombs as well. That's kind of cool. Okay, so we can dig this up, causing a vent to rise out and getting us up here. And this will, of course, lead us up to the side of the path. Okay, so once we get here, we can look, see, there's the rocks, so we've got... they give us kind of a place to aim. You kind of want to aim just above it here. Let it go up the hill a bit, roll back down, and if we time it right... Oh, wow, okay, that was actually not good enough. So let's maybe a little more sideways momentum, kind of slow its downward fall a bit. There we go, so you kind of hit the wall. There we go, that was pretty much perfect. So they kind of give you that little spot on the ground there, I guess, where just the tile's been torn off or something. They sort of give you that little spot just as a place to gauge your aim. So it's nice that it's there. Otherwise, that could actually be a bit of a pain. Alright, so now that we have a place to hide once the second wave comes through... Actually, I think it's just the first wave this time. Yeah, none of them have any holes, so we just gotta wait. Alright, so make sure your stamina is full before heading out, because it's going to require most of it here. There we go. See, it just started on the fast beeps, so... Alright, hey, looks like we've reached the end already. That looks like the boss door, but that magma seems pretty impenetrable, so I guess we're going to have to do something else first. Might be a good idea to hit up this bird statue here just in case. I am, in fact, going to. Because, believe it or not, there's actually an instant death trap coming up, which doesn't happen very often in Zelda games, but, well, it does here, so we're just going to have to prepare for it. Alright, so we want to run up this ramp here. Thankfully, they give you some stamina fruit along the way, makes it a bit quicker. And what's kind of cool is once you get up here, the music kind of fades away. You know, it's really quiet, so it's kind of neat. It adds to the atmosphere a bit. So obviously this ornate chest, as we've seen before, is going to give us the boss key, in this case the dragon sculpture. It's a coiled dragon made out of dazzling gold. Wow, that's pretty cool. Alright, so let's head back down. But of course, as we do, a giant boulder starts chasing us, so get moving. Like I've said, this is an instant death trap, so if you get hit by that, it's game over. I guess maybe if you had a fairy it would revive you, I don't know, but either way, don't get hit by that. Make sure to run off to the side. See, that'll plug the dragon's mouth and cause the magma to stop, so that works. So yeah, that segment is just kind of weird, I don't know. Like, I can't think off the top of my head of another just instant death mechanic that Zelda really has, you know? And that, like, running away from a giant boulder coming behind you kind of reminds me of Crash Bandicoot in a way as well. So I don't know, it's a little weird, but I guess it's alright. Alright, so this one's pretty simple. Basically, all you have to do is get the top of the head into the bottom right. You can see that'll fit perfectly. So, simple rotation there once you know it. And that'll open the way. Alright, no way back, so I guess up the stairs is the only way we've got to go. These aren't really stairs, they're kind of just, it's kind of just a ramp with like little grooves in it, I don't know. Oh. It looks like the dragon swallowed the boulder there. It's kind of going down there, that's a little weird. Alright, so they give you some hearts here, some bombs, which you are definitely going to take advantage of, because we're going to need them for the boss, of course. So she detects Zelda's aura in the surrounding area. Whoa. I detect an especially strong reaction from this chain. I calculate the probability Zelda was bound by it recently at 95%. Whoa. Bound by a chain, huh? What's going on here? So she was somehow able to escape and proceed along the path, which is good. I don't know, it seems kind of weird that she would just like be chained up here. Like, why? You know, what would the evil forces hope to gain by that? It's a little strange to me, but thankfully she managed to escape from it, so I guess forward is the only way we've got to go. I haven't run across the boss yet, but maybe that'll change. Oh, I think it just did. Oh, it's you. Let me see. No, that's not it. Oh, this is so very embarrassing, but I seem to be at a loss for your name. Not that it matters, really. To tell you the truth, I'm feeling a bit frustrated, and right now I just need someone to vent to. I heard my underlings had finally captured the Spirit Maiden, so of course I rushed over here. What can I say? I was excited, flustered even. But what did I find when I arrived? That agent of the goddess. She had once again... You see, what I'm trying to say is... That goddess-serving dog escaped with the girl. Whoa, alright, calm down, man. I must have the Spirit Maiden in order to resurrect my master. I must have her. I got a little carried away there, didn't I? Yeah, you think? I don't deal well with complications to plans I've laid out so carefully. It's a character flaw of mine. But something good can still come from this day. I've had all this bottled up anger smoldering inside me, and now I can release it. There's someone special I'd like you to meet. Oh, don't be shy. I need to vent all this unhealthy anger, and your agony is such a great stress reliever. It won't take more than a few moments with my friend before you're charred to a satisfying crisp, and let me tell you, that will put a spring in my step. Oh, well, this doesn't sound pleasant. Holy crap, so that rock was the boss all along, what do you know? This is the Pyroclastic Fiend Scaldera. Cool little description there. Alright, so he's going to charge at us right away, gotta make sure to run. Once he kind of calms down though, you can throw a bomb at him, that'll kind of knock him back down his path. And then as per classic Zelda rules, anytime an enemy's sucking things up, you can always throw a bomb in there, cause some havoc. That'll cause the eye to be exposed and get a few shots in, repeat the process. This is basically how this fight's going to go. Of course, with a few changes here and there as he starts to get later on in the battle. You know how it works. So for now, yeah, this is also, as you can see, very quickly using our bomb supply. So you kind of have to account for that a little bit. But there are, of course, refills up top, since you can't really beat the boss without them. Alright, so it looks like... Okay, yeah, this time he's going straight into that, so if we can... Okay, no, it didn't quite work. Yeah, that can be tricky. It looks like he actually got hit by that explosion, though, so I guess that works. Those fireballs can be hard to avoid at close range, though, so... Yeah, and kind of where you swing makes a bit of a difference. It can be kind of tough to hit sometimes, especially if the eye starts moving around. Alright, so this time he is chasing me, and I can't see because the camera got turned around, which is lovely. Okay, that works. Yeah, so you can see we're down to 3 bombs, and we're going to be using another one here. There we go. That was a pretty decent number of hits. And yeah, it looks like this time he's going to be kind of running over us, so we want to wait behind. And eventually he'll stop and try to roll back down and kind of crush us. So I just run from one side to another. That tends to work pretty well to avoid. It's pretty simple. And once again, get your bombs ready. And with either this one or the next one, we should have him. Okay, it looks like the next one he recovered pretty quick there. So hopefully this time will do it, because I don't have any more bombs after this. I'd have to go back up and refill, which would be annoying. So again, one side to another, that'll avoid him pretty easily. And hopefully this is the last bomb, because it's my last bomb, that's for sure. But yeah, so you can see, oh, at this point the eye moves around so much it can be tough. Thankfully we got him though, so that worked out perfectly. And of course, the heart container floats down for us to get, so let's pick it up. And our life energy increased by 1. We are now up to 9, I believe. That's definitely 9, so we're making good progress there. So that boss fight went pretty well, actually. There was just kind of one minor hiccup when I got the fireball shot at me at close range, but somehow managed to avoid him, so, you know, all's well that ends well, I suppose. We're also, this is where you could use the opportunity to refill your bomb stock. It can be a little bit tough, especially if he's shooting fireballs from down below, because they will reach all the way up here. So you kind of have to be careful. You can also sort of conserve your bomb stock by just having him run all the way up here. The bombs down there will explode and actually cause him to roll back, so you could do that if you want. There's also a lot of heart flowers here in case you like really suck. So that's pretty simple to beat even if you're not very good at it. Link! You cannot go to him, Your Grace. Remember what we discussed. Restrain yourself. Focus on the task at hand. I have to go. I'm sorry, Link. It took you far too long to get here. Looking at you, I fear the goddess is mistaken in her choice of agents. If this failure is any indication, you have no hope of defending her grace from those who seek to assail her. Do my words anger you, boy? Do my words sting? Let them. If I had not come when I did, your Zelda would have already have fallen into the hands of the enemy. The truth of it is, you were late. You were late and you failed to protect her. Ouch, that's kind of harsh, isn't it? I sent Zelda ahead to learn more of the fate in which she is destined to play a part. Listen well, Chosen One. If you wish to be of help to her grace, you must summon a shred of courage and face the trials laid out before you. Only when you've conquered the trials will you be of use to Zelda, no sooner. Am I understood? Wow, man, what was that lady's problem? Come on, I wasn't that late, was I? I guess she has a point. I mean, you know, she presumably was the one who had to save Zelda from her confinement earlier, so... I don't know. Maybe she has a little bit of a right to get mad at me, I guess. I don't know why she had to stop Zelda from seeing me. It's like, come on, we got a couple minutes, right? It's not that big of a deal. But either way, they're gone now, so we gotta do what we're here to do. Choose a Skyward Strike and get this thing going. Master, I have a message written in the language of the gods of old. Allow me to translate for you. From the edge of time I guide you, the one destined to carry out the goddess's mission. The spirit maiden who descended from the clouds has passed through the earth spring and makes her way to a fated place. The parched desert of Lanayru, that is where the chosen will pass through the gate of time into a distant world. And we get the Amber Tablet. Nice, that's our ticket down to the next area of the surface. And I like this. Fi pops it into the sword just to pop right back out again. So it appears Zelda's cleansed herself in the waters of this fountain, as we just witnessed. So based on the information from the message, she's traveling to Lanayru. Transport the tablet back to Skyloft, new column of light will appear, and we know the dance. So let's turn it once to Skyloft, then set out, of course. Alright, nothing left to do here in the Earth Temple. We're going to be teleported out. And given the chance to save here in a minute. There it goes. That's just cancel. Okay, and we're back at Eldon Volcano. So, once again, our travels in this region are completed. It's time to head back up to the sky and do just a couple of side things, and then, of course, head to the next region. Now, when I say a couple of side things, that doesn't quite connote the large number of things we had to do last time. There's actually a considerably smaller amount to do here, since of course last time we were just beginning the quest, but really when it comes down to it, all we're going to do in terms of side stuff this time is just buying some more equipment, and of course, as we check our map, picking up all these goddess treasures that we made appear. So I suppose we should get to that first. Then once we do that, we'll head back to Skyloft and put the Amber Tablet in. Of course, this is something that's going to benefit from a little editing, so once again, I will meet you there. Alright, so we're coming up on the first island now. Let's just take a look at our map, sort of refresh where we are. You can see we're at this little island right here. This is kind of an interesting place. There's an area we can go into, but we're not going to check that out for right now. We're pretty much just going to grab the chest and leave. So let's go ahead and open this one up, and the first treasure we're going to receive is a golden rupee. Nice, we're 300, so that will actually push us over the 1,000 rupee barrier, as you can see. So it's a good thing we've picked up all those extra wallets. We've definitely needed the space. So inside this building here is just kind of a little mini game that we're not going to be very good at anyway because our sword sucks. So we're just going to put that off and pretty much continue our treasure hunting little excursion here. So of course the next island is going to be right here to our east, so let's get to it. Alright, we're on the island right now. I just got a speed boost, that makes it kind of quick. Now let's go ahead and drop our sailcloth here and take a look at the map. And as you can see, we've just made it over to that little island on the side. So let's open up this chest. And the second reward is going to be more rupees, of course. This time it's silver, worth 100. So we feel kind of like a celebrity, but it's not quite as good as the gold one we got before. Alright, so that's 2 out of the 4 treasures we need to get. The 5th one we'll get to in a little bit, but there's 4 here on the overworld. So next island's going to be right over there. Let's get to it. Alright, so we are coming right up on it now. I'm actually really high up, so we can fall for a bit. This is something I actually just found out. We can point the Wii Remote like straight down and sort of do this missile dive thing. I guess it's a little bit faster. It's kind of awkward though, because you have to point it literally like straight down. It's kind of annoying. So you could kind of lose your way a little bit, but alright, so once we get to this island, we're going to have to be a little bit tricky to get to this chest. Or we're going to have to drop down here and climb along these vines. Go kind of down and around the outside of the island. And don't look down, I guess. And it turns out the chest is in this little cave here. So that one's a little bit tricky. It might take just a second to kind of figure out how to get there. But it's not too bad. And you can see we pick up the treasure medal. If we carry this with us, treasure will appear more often, so if you're really looking to get those materials from like dig spots and from enemies, I guess, then it'd be good to carry that thing around. I usually don't bother because I'm never really at too much of a loss for them, or if I am, you know, they're pretty easy to collect, so that's usually something that just kind of stays in the item check. Alright, so we've picked up the 3 chests that were here on the northeastern part of the map. Unfortunately, this one is all the way across the world, so it's going to take a little bit to get there. But I guess it won't for you, because we're about to cut to it right now. Or I can just fall off the island, I guess that works. Okay, now we're going to cut to it for real, I promise. Alright, so we're coming up pretty close to the island. I did a bad job with the beacon, and it's kind of down there at the bottom of the sky, but the island we're shooting for is right over here. Let's go ahead and drop off. There we are. Chest is right in plain view, so let's open it from the correct side, of course. Have the blade of grass get in the way of the camera, and we pick up this, which is the small seed satchel. With this we can carry 10 extra Deku seeds, and of course we were introduced to these back at the bazaar. The item shop guy was selling some of those, so of course since we don't have room, that's going to be sent to item check where it's pretty much going to stay, so we're not going to bother with that. Alright, so now we've picked up all the goddess chests up here in the overworld, so back to Skyloft we go. Okay, so we are now descending on Skyloft right in front of the statue of the goddess, of course, because we are going to drop off the amber tablet and put it in its place. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I'm not punishing it or anything by putting it in its place. I mean literally putting it where it belongs. Alright, so we insert the giant 3rd tablet that's quite a bit bigger than the other 2. And that, of course, causes the 3rd amber-colored light to erupt from the surface. So we've confirmed the location of the 3rd opening, we can reach a new area, and we go there as soon as we're prepared. Of course, good advice. Okay, so like I said, just a couple little small things to take care of, mostly buying stuff here. That's about all you're going to see. We don't actually have any new Gratitude Crystal quests open to us yet. So we're just going to have to basically do what needs to be done and get out. So we're going to have to make our way down to the main area. We're of course going to stop by Beetle's shop. We've got tons of money at this point, so we can buy actually the next 2 adventure pouch upgrades, which is basically what we want to work on next. So we got to kind of run around here a bit and try to find him. Looks like he's right over here. Get the slingshot ready. There we go, a nice running shot there. He'll drop the rope for us. Pull us up, and we head into the shop. Cool. Alright, so like I said, we're going to be buying the next 2 adventure pouch upgrades. If you remember, they usually cost 300 rupees, which, if we talk to him again, check it out, you can see it still costs 300 rupees, but we're going to be in for a little bit of a catch the second time through. So let's go ahead and buy this first one. You can see that'll open up another slot. So yeah, we've given him the strength to keep pedaling. Got to keep us afloat here. Alright, so let's head out and back in. Okay, so we're back in for the second time. Now when we check the adventure pouch, that thing right there, let's carry 1 additional item in your adventure pouch. For an adventurer like yourself, and it costs just 600 rupees. Wait a minute. What? Me? Raise prices? Never. You're obviously hallucinating. So how about it? 600 rupees. Alright, fine. So yeah, that's why we can only buy 2 at this point. And of course, the next one is going to be even higher priced. So we're going to have to wait a little while before we can get that one. But we've got the next 2 slots, so, you know, I guess that's a pretty good upgrade. Oops, kind of hit our head on the invisible wall there. That's always fun. And now we're good to go. So like I said, pretty much all there is to do is buy stuff. We can head into the bazaar, but the item shop guy actually doesn't really sell too much new, except for that he sells small bomb bags now, which we can either talk to him and let him explain, or we can just check him out right there. You can see the bag with the bomb icon on it. So if you want to buy one of those, that'll fit in your adventure pouch, and it'll hold an extra 5 bombs. But we're going to stop by the item check real quick. You know, we might as well use it, since she's so, you know, happy and enthusiastic about her job. I guess we can check this out. Alright, so if you can see, these are the two things that we picked up from chests before. They're in storage. They're pretty much going to stay there. We have no need to actually keep 2 shields in here, though. So, believe it or not, I'm actually going to dump the iron shield. We're going to go back to using the wooden one for a little while, and you'll see why in a bit. I'm also going to just kind of organize this a little bit, since you can do that here. And we can also sell stuff, which I'm thinking about doing with the small seed satchel. You can pretty much just pick those up, drop it over to the sell tab. You can see we can get 50 rupees for it, so it's actually kind of worth it for me because I never use those things, so I'm going to go ahead and sell it. Yeah, and that sound she makes, I'm pretty sure that's just like a much lower pitch version of like the call that your sister Errol uses in the Wind Waker. You know, when she calls you like pretty much at the beginning of the game. She kind of has the same kind of sound, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the exact same thing, just lower pitch. Just kind of a little hint of trivia I kind of picked up on. If we want, we can try to upgrade some stuff, but I've already checked, and right now I don't really have enough materials to do anything. I mean, we already have the second stage of wooden shield, so that's fine. Alright, and one more thing, we can also check on the map here, and you can see that we do actually have a goddess treasure to open here. Now, the deal with this is we can't actually get it right now, and we're not going to be able to for still a little ways further into the game. So for now, we're just going to have to deal with that kind of taunting us on the map. But like I said before, that's pretty much all there is here to do at Skyloft. We took care of most of the side stuff the first time through, so, you know, this time around there's not too much else we got to do. So we're going to hop into the sky here, and no, we're not going to go ahead and check out the next destination. We're going to actually stop by the Lumpy Pumpkin real quick, because there's a couple things to do around there. So let's go ahead and get to flying. Alright, so we're inside the Lumpy Pumpkin, and let's go over here to the bar. And as you can see, the owner here has got some speech bubbles above his head, so that means he's probably decided what we're going to be doing next for him. Alright, so just in time for another job, we're going to be helping pick the pumpkins. Alright, well, fine, I guess. So it should be an easy one. His daughter spends her afternoons picking pumpkins in the patch, so carry those to the storage shed. She can give us the details. Sounds good. But we can only work on it during the day. I don't know why he tells us this, I guess in case we were trying to work on it at night. That would seem kind of weird, you know, kind of common sense, but, well, I guess it's good for him to point out. Alright, so let's head out back, and Kina here is, I guess, how you would pronounce it. I don't know, I've never run across that name in real life. So she's going to be kind of working on the fields here. Looks like we need to report to her, so let's see what's up. So our next job's been decided. We'll be helping with the pumpkin harvest. Have any idea how heavy they are? Yeah, I'd imagine. Alright, so we're going to make it interesting and try to carry 5 at once. I don't know, I guess it's kind of like a schoolyard bed or something. But yeah, let's do it. You know, it sounds fun. Alright, so we'll have to carry this stack of 5 pumpkins, and she's going to show us where. That little storage shed out to the left. So yeah, we're going to go there. So she says the trick is to walk slowly, but as you'll soon see, we're pretty much just going to throw that out of the window completely. So kind of the trick is to make sure the stack stays balanced. What I like to do is just run quickly, then kind of do a quick jolt to the right, because we have to... That was weird. I was running left, and they fell off to the left. Wow, that's weird. Alright, well, I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've actually failed that. I'm not really sure how that worked, because I was clearly moving to the left. Oh, well, whatever. Alright, so she's going to give us a little speech again. I guess I seem kind of stupid now that I'm like, oh, well, that's not going to do anything. Alright, so let's try this again. So like I said, just kind of wait for him to move back to the left a bit, then do a quick jolt to the right, and then I'll give you some leeway to start moving back to the left again. It's kind of tricky because you have to go to the left here. Like if it was just straight ahead, you know, this would be straightforward. But the problem is you actually have to go to the left as your destination, so that can make it a little tricky. And I found that moving slowly really doesn't like affect how much the thing gets unbalanced. It still moves just about as quickly as if you dash, so... Well, I guess not dash, but move quickly. Alright, so we get thanked for it, of course, and that's it. No pay, because again, we're still working off that stupid chandelier from the beginning of the game, so... Alright, so that completes this job. It went a little sloppy the first time, and I guess we made up for it the second time. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're actually going to do something a little bit different here. We're going to sleep in one of these really cute pumpkin-themed beds. We're going to sleep until night. Because believe it or not, there's actually a couple of stray gratitude crystals that we can pick up here. There's only 2, which doesn't really matter so much because, like I said, rewards always come in intervals of 5, so those 2 really don't help. but since we're here and we have the chance, we might as well take care of it, you know? So the first of the two is going to be upstairs here. You can see it kind of on the shelf. We need to walk right in front of it. We'll grab that one. So it's going to mark number 26. Again, the next reward is until 30, so we'll just have to wait a bit for that. Okay, now the second one is actually going to be outside. So let's go ahead and head there. Then once we're outside, it's just a quick hop, skip, and a jump back over here to the left to the storage shed where we put the pumpkins earlier. You can see the next one's right here, so let's go ahead and grab that. And that's the only two that you can pick up here. So might as well, you know, go ahead and get those out of the way, I guess, for good measure. And there we go. That takes care of everything that we need to do at the Lumpy Pumpkin for now. So since we've done these couple things, we fit them all in half a video. And I tired myself out, I guess, because we did a lot of work today, you know. But yeah, we fit pretty much all of that in this half of the video, which means next time we're just about ready to head down to the next area of the surface. So, you know, action is coming pretty quickly here, but this looks like a pretty good place to stop. I'm going to take this opportunity to save and quit. So next time we will hopefully head down to the next area of the surface and see what we've got to find there. Until then, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.